You've said it to yourself 100 times. I should be doing more. I should be more productive. I should have more energy. What is wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. But something is very wrong with the world you're living in. Here's what nobody tells you about laziness. It doesn't exist. Not in the way we think it does. The version of laziness that gets thrown at people, the moral failure, the character flaw, the personal weakness, that concept is roughly 200 years old. It was invented during the Industrial Revolution, specifically to shame workers into longer hours in factories. Before that, for 300,000 years of human existence, nobody called anyone lazy for resting because resting was normal, resting was smart, resting was survival. In 2010, researcher Sari Kivimaki at University College London published a landmark study tracking over 600,000 workers across multiple countries. The findings were stark. People working 55 hours or more per week had a 33% higher risk of stroke and a 13% higher risk of heart disease than those working standard hours. Your body is literally breaking down, not because you're weak, because you were never designed for this. Let's go back. For the vast majority of human history, the human body had a rhythm, a natural one, built over hundreds of thousands of years of evolution. You woke when the sun came up. You moved when you needed to. You rested when you were tired. You ate when you were hungry. You slept when it got dark. There was no guilt attached to any of it. Anthropologist Marshall Salins spent years studying prehistoric human societies. In 1972, he published his landmark work, Stone Age Economics, and made a claim that shocked the academic world. Hunter-gatherers, he argued, were the original affluent society, not because they had more things, but because they had more time. They worked, if you can even call it that, between 3 and 5 hours a day. The rest was theirs, completely unapologetically theirs. No productivity guilt, no hustle metrics, no Sunday night dread, just life. So what changed? Two things, and they happened relatively recently. The first was agriculture, which we've talked about before. Farming chained humans to land, to seasons, to relentless cycles of labor that never truly ended. The work expanded to fill every available hour because the stakes were always survival. But the second thing is less obvious, and it may be more responsible for your exhaustion than anything else. Artificial light. In 1879, Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, and with it, he accidentally declared war on the human nervous system. Before electric light, darkness was a hard stop. When the sun went down, life slowed. People transitioned to firelight, then to sleep. The average person in pre-industrial societies slept between 7.5 and 8.5 hours per night, naturally, without alarm clocks. Today, the average person sleeps 6.8 hours. That's not a small difference. That is, over the course of a year, more than 600 hours of lost sleep, more than 25 full days of rest that your body is not getting. And here's what sleep deprivation actually does to you. In 2017, Matthew Walker, neuroscientist and author of Why We Sleep, published research showing that after just 17 to 19 hours without sleep, human cognitive performance drops to the equivalent of being legally drunk. After just 1 week of sleeping 6 hours per night instead of 8, your body shows the same biological stress markers as someone under severe physical trauma. You are not lazy. You are running on empty every single day. But it goes deeper than sleep. In 2021, the World Health Organization officially recognized burnout as a medical phenomenon, not a personality flaw, not a weakness. A medical condition caused by chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. They described it in 3 parts: exhaustion, increased mental distance from your job, reduced professional effectiveness. Sound familiar? A Gallup study conducted across 116 countries found that 76% of employees experience burnout on the job at least sometimes, and 28% say they feel burned out very often or always. 3/4 of the entire working world. 3/4. That is not a personal failure. That is a systemic one. And here's what makes it worse. We live in a culture that has completely inverted the relationship between rest and worth. Somewhere in the last century, busyness became a status symbol. Being tired became a badge of honor. I'll sleep when I'm dead became a motivational quote. Hustle culture built an entire identity around suffering through exhaustion as proof of ambition. In 2019, researcher Sylvia Bellezza at Columbia Business School published a study showing that in America, people who signal busyness, who say they work long hours, who have no time, who are always rushing, are perceived as higher status and more successful than people who appear to have leisure time. We are literally rewarding people for being exhausted. and punishing ourselves for needing rest. Your ancient body has no framework for this. The human stress response, what we call fight or flight, was designed for acute short term threats. A predator, a sudden danger. Your body floods with cortisol and adrenaline, you deal with the threat, and then the system calms down. It was never designed to be switched on permanently. But chronic workplace stress, financial anxiety, information overload, social comparison through social media, the pressure to be constantly reachable, constantly productive, constantly optimizing, these keep your cortisol elevated not for minutes, but for months, for years. In 2014, Stanford researcher Alia Crum published research showing that people who believed stress was harmful had significantly worse health outcomes than people under the same levels of stress who believed stress was manageable. But here's the key. The stress itself was identical. What differed was the relentlessness of it. Acute stress is survivable. Chronic stress quietly destroys you. Your immune system weakens, your memory degrades, your creativity disappears, your motivation flatlines. And then someone looks at you and says, "You're just not trying hard enough." The ancient humans who share your DNA did not power through exhaustion as a virtue. They listened to it. When the Hadza people of Tanzania, one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer groups on Earth, was studied by anthropologist Frank Marlowe in the early 2000s, he documented something that struck Western researchers as almost incomprehensible. When the Hadza were tired, they stopped, just like that. No guilt, no productivity anxiety, no sense that rest needed to be earned. They understood, not intellectually, but in their bones, that a tired hunter makes mistakes, that a tired gatherer misses things, that rest wasn't the opposite of contribution, it was the foundation of it. They didn't push through, they recovered, and then they went again. There is a word in Japanese, karoshi. It means death from overwork. It is a recognized medical and legal cause of death in Japan. Hundreds of people die from it every year. Strokes, heart attacks, and suicides directly caused by working too many hours for too long without adequate rest. Japan even has government task forces dedicated to fighting it. Death from working too hard. We have built a civilization where a human being can work themselves to death, and we have a word for it, and yet we still turn to the tired person sitting across from us and say, "You need to be more productive." So what is the actual difference between lazy and exhausted? Laziness as a concept implies someone who has energy, has capacity, and chooses not to use it. Exhaustion is when your system has genuinely run out of what it needs to function. And here is the uncomfortable truth that modern culture refuses to accept. Most of what we call laziness is actually exhaustion. The person who can't get out of bed isn't weak. Their nervous system is flooded with cortisol from months of chronic stress. The person who can't focus isn't undisciplined. Their prefrontal cortex is literally impaired from sleep deprivation. The person who doesn't feel motivated isn't failing. Their dopamine system has been so overstimulated by constant digital input that normal life feels flat and unrewarding. These are not moral failures. These are biological responses to an environment your body was never built to survive in. Your ancestors rested without guilt. They napped in the afternoon sun. They sat by fires for hours doing nothing that could be measured or monetized. They moved slowly on days when their bodies asked them to. They slept until they woke naturally. They had no word for productivity because the concept didn't exist. And they were not lazy, they were human. Fully, completely, unapologetically human. You are not falling behind. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are a 300,000-year-old body trying to survive a world that is 200 years old. And your exhaustion isn't a character flaw, it's a signal. The oldest, most honest signal your biology knows how to send. This is too much. You need to rest. The question isn't whether you deserve to listen to it. The question is whether you've been told so many times that you don't, that you've stopped hearing it at all.